male could tell you that they've been on jihad since the 7th century, John, and therefore, I'm sorry we have to give you an F in that speech. But this is what we're facing right now. Do you think there's a sane person in the entire Obama administration? Do you think that there's one person in the Obama administration who knows what's going on? And where would that person be? Who would that person be? What department are they in? Let's see. Let's go down the list and see. Let's see which department a sane administrator might be. Would it be in the war against ISIS? No. Would there be a sane leader in the military command structure? No. Would there be a sane leader in education? No. Would there be a sane leader in the social policies division? No. Would there be a sane leader in immigration? No. Would there be a sane leader who deals with religion? No. Would there be a sane leader in the world of science? No. Would there be a sane leader in the world of business in the administration? No. Would there be a sane leader in the world of liberty and free speech in the administration? No. KQQ Radio, Washington. Julie, you're on the Savage Nation. What's your point?
Hey, Michael, I wanted to ask your opinion if you thought it was possible that this seemingly insane policy of bringing refugees, into all the Western nations is possibly a way to vet them, to fingerprint them, to ID them, get their DNA. Because right now they don't have any kind of international presence. I mean, if you and I travel, the international presence knows who we are immediately, but they can pull anybody out of...
What a clever idea that would be. Isn't that wonderful? So you mean Obama's so smart that he's bringing in potential jihadis in order to fingerprint them? That makes sense. Now, why would you bring a murderer into your house and fingerprint them instead of keeping him out of your house?
Well, I don't... It's just...
Well, what do you need his fingerprints for? Why do you need him in the house to begin with?
I agree. I don't want him in my neighborhood. I'm just saying you ask if there's any possible logic about why they're...
No, there is no logic whatsoever. In fact, Obama is planting them mainly in Republican neighborhoods. Did you know that? This is all because he's a community organizer. He is so crazy that he's doing it only to make sure that there's never a Republican elected again. That's how nuts this man is.
I believe it. That was the only thing...
Well, I gave you the answer. It's a fact of reality. It's a fact of reality. I'm sending you a Thanksgiving present, and it's not a turkey. It's my best-selling book, Government Zero. Should we go on to another topic? Okay, KSFO Ray, welcome to the program. What's your point, please?
You asked why we need to take these people, Michael, and the president told us yesterday, this is the American way. We do this because we're Americans. And he also told us that as Americans, particularly white Americans, we have racism in our DNA. So again, we're guilty.
Well, no, thank you for enlightening me. I missed that. I guess I missed that part of it. So we commit national suicide because we're white people and we're racist? We let him destroy the country?
And global warming, everyone knows we caused it, Michael. So
yeah, well, we did. That's right. I admit that. My Hellcat personally caused global warming. My Dodge Hellcat did it. Well, if I look back on all the cars I've owned in my life, I've owned real big fire-breathing cars. I would suppose I'm responsible for a certain percentage of the global warming out there. It wouldn't be Obama's Air Force One that does it, or John Kerry's Air Force Two, or Michelle's Air Force 3 that does it. It would be my Jaguar from 1961.
And Bernie,
I hear you're trying to be tongue-in-cheek, I suppose, right?
Well, yeah, Michael, just trying to have some levity, have some fun with this, because we're being told by our leaders complete lies, and they really expect us to believe this garbage when the truth is staring us in the face.
Right. Yeah, as I said yesterday, and it was a lead article on WorldNet Daily all day today, Michael Savage, even reporters shocked by Obama's ISIS response. Insane president thinks he's protected from the Black Death of radical Islam. And I made a note that during the summit in Turkey on Monday, the man spoke, and even the female liberal reporters were speechless as they listened to this man entertaining himself with his own lies. Did you actually see that? I said they stood there shocked by what he was not saying, and more so shocked by what he was saying. Did you hear that show yesterday?
I heard the show, and I heard the whole speech, Michael, and what I heard was that a reporter asked him, with the most powerful military on the planet, why can't we just defeat these guys? And he basically said, because they're better at Facebook and Twitter than we are, so we can't use our military on them. That's what he said. Social media.
Well, any other time in any other country, a man like this would have been taken out of office on mental charges. They would say the leader is unfit to protect us. We're convening a panel of 9 psychiatrists. They're going to judge the man's fitness for office, and we have to defend ourselves at all costs. The man is crazy. He's unfit for service. I'm sending you Government Zero back in a minute.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7282. Savage.
The Savage Nation is sponsored by Swiss America, the only company I trust with my financial future. Call 800-289-2646 or Swiss America. Russia and France are pounding ISIS's Syrian stronghold of Raqqa after the deadly terror attacks Friday. And even though the United States has the largest number of airstrikes against ISIS, Obama is in a slap fight while others are punching hard, say military experts. This is on Fox News. He's slapping them while others are punching hard. And I read you the story that I posted on my Facebook page last night in astonishment that he had our Air Force drop leaflets on ISIS truck drivers in 100-some-odd fuel trucks, telling them to run because bombs were coming, and he let them escape to fight another day before he had our men bomb the trucks. Now, if we had done this in World War II, you'd be speaking German or you'd be a lampshade. I personally think he's fighting for the other side, and he's doing as little as he possibly can to avoid the obvious for even the dumbest Kardashian watcher. I would say even the dumbest person on earth can see what he's doing if they ever stopped and took a look at what he's doing. They say, well, that's not right. Why would you leaflet the enemy before bombing them? I think that even a follower of Hillary Clinton would say that doesn't make sense unless you want them to get away to fight another day, right? Tipping off ISIS fuel drivers before dropping bombs on them? I have a friend who fought in Iraq, 5 wars, including he was in Iraq. He said, I drove for miles on the Iraqi highway of death. He said, I saw thousands of burned bodies of truck drivers. He said it was an ugly, horrible sight. I'll never forget it. And he has pictures of it, and he showed them to me. It is something horrible to see burned bodies. But you know, it's also horrible to see young people shot like pigs in Paris by these verminous, throwback, filthy subhumans, these Untermenschen. Untermenschen! Untermenschen!
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7282. Savage.
It is the turning point of the Savage Nation. We are at the halfway point of the 3-hour run. Every day a 3-hour run, and at this time we're at the halfway point. And we're talking about the prince, the mad prince in the White House, saying things that even the most rational supporter of Democrats says, how could he be doing this at a time like this? Even Democrats are saying, don't bring in the Muslims from Syria. He's already brought in 2,098 Muslims and only 53 Christians because apparently all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. And where is he putting them? Why, in Republican areas. That's where you put Syrian refugees. You disturb communities that have been homogeneous for years, where there's low crime and people get along. Well, you put them in those places to make sure that the people don't have harmony. And then you attack the local police when crime breaks out. And you say the only solution is making Al Sharpton the chief of American Federal Police. And then you have the equivalent of the Mexican federales running the police. You know how that's worked out for the Mexican people, right? Terror fear hits Germany. Disturbed passenger restrained on Boston-bound flight. Storm the cockpit. They won't say what she looks like. They won't say her name. Let's see. We would guess. Let's have a game. Passenger restrained on British Airways flight to Boston allegedly tried to open the exit door. An intoxicated female passenger on a British... I can't read the article. So intoxicated means she wasn't Muslim because they don't drink. Thank God for that one. No, I would say, well, I'm a rational person. Thank God. Intoxicated means it was a plain old British drunk. Tried to open an exit door. Passenger on flight 7. Oh, big deal. Pilot confirms flight is fully under control. Intoxicated. Whoa, they put a drunk on over there. Have you seen the pictures of degenerate London at 5 a.m. with girls laid in the street with their legs splayed open, laying in the street drunk like gutter rats? Have you seen that country? How degenerate it is? Police said initial reports indicate the female passenger is about 30 years old. She is expected to face charges of at least interfering with the flight crew. Expected to appear in East Boston District Court. She'll be right at home in Boston. I wonder if the judge is more sober than she is in Boston. That's what I wonder. All right, there's nothing more. There's no grist to that. Move along. There's nothing to see here. I know you heard passenger right away. You ran to the Islam. No, it's a drunk woman, English woman, not Muslim related. Just had too much to drink. See, why don't they just tell us and show us the picture, the walk of shame? Let the people see these things. We need a little comic relief. I mean, what do you think I'm doing? It's hard for me to sleep in times like this. So last night I violated my diet. You know, I eat in order to get rid of stress. I eat and drink. And I ate spaghetti and meatballs in a cheap Italian restaurant. You could say, well, I was punishing myself. No, I just I wanted comfort food. There's nothing more comfortable than spaghetti and meatballs and beer. I put on probably 1.5 pounds from one meal. And then I bought Teddy a new raincoat in a pet store nearby. He didn't even need it. I mean, I have one for 10 years. They never wear out a raincoat. How's a dog wear out a raincoat? The boy has nothing in his life. God gave him one coat and one pair of shoes for his entire life. The guy has one coat and one pair of shoes. That's why dogs, if you notice, if you throw them something and you try to get it back from them, they go crazy. If you had nothing and you were given a rag, you'd also go crazy if someone tried to take the rag away. He's nuts about paper. If, God forbid, I drop a sheet of paper on the floor with a note on it, forget about it. You can never get it back from him. He'll rip your hand off. Why? It's his paper. Anything that hits the floor, he owns. That's his domain, the floor. As I talk, he's under my broadcast table. And my assistant, if he comes in to adjust something, he attacks his feet. Tries to bite his hands. Everyone knows the engineers are afraid of him. I have to tell him he's okay. Now, what's with this Charlie Sheen? Do you care that he's HIV positive? He was a male slut his whole life, and he's HIV positive, and that's a shock? Now, by the way, here's the odd part about the story. Well, I'm going to pose it in an intelligent manner, of course. Is it drug-related or sex-related? We know that HIV is very hard to transmit. That's a well-known fact in science. Okay? It's very hard to transmit. So it has to be through bodily fluids. So that could be through sex, or it could be through drugs, couldn't it? Paid millions to blackmailers to keep quiet. Why do we have to know about this at a time like this? Why do we care about Charlie Sheen, some loudmouth lout from television land? We don't. Yeah, there's the show. Obama says gun control to be top issue of final year. Okay, I was saving it. President the deranged Obama hopes to make gun control a top issue of his final year in office, saying Americans aren't more violent than other people, but they have more deadly weapons to outact their rage. In an interview published today in GQ magazine, Mr. Crazy Obama said that he's going to seek gun control as one of the last things he does before he leaves office. At a time that he's flooding us with military-age males, mainly Muslims, from Syria, from war zones, he wants to disarm you. So does Hillary Clinton. I rest my case. The statement itself completes the whole discussion. Why are they not taking them in Saudi Arabia? Why are they not taking them into Lebanon? Why are they not taking them into Turkey? Why are they not taking them into surrounding Muslim states? Why are they not taking them into Iran? Why are they exporting them by airplane to us? Because he's bringing an army. Obama is literally seeding an army in the United States of America. I'll stop the paragraph right there. This has nothing to do with humanitarianism. He's insane. You know, there was a statement from the former head of the Defense Intelligence Agency, even under Obama. The DIA head, Mike Flynn, ran the DIA for Obama. Listen to what he says in clip 14, if you think I'm alone in my criticism of the Mad Prince. Listen to 14.
The president was 100% wrong. If you do not clearly define the enemy that you're going to face, you cannot figure out the best way to defeat that enemy. We are facing radical Islamists, and frankly, this is a war on reality, and the president and his close advisors need to get real. They are obviously not under enough pressure. They are not JVs. They just demonstrated that again, and they will absolutely attack again.